Hey everybody, this is Scoots here, and this message is for super fans, super listeners only. Only those people who listen all night long and fall asleep fast in particular, or you've been listening to the show for years, or you listen 4, 5, 6, 7 nights a week. I'm just wondering during this season of gratitude if you're grateful for what Sleep With Me does in your life. I'm grateful to know I'm helping people out there who can't sleep just like I didn't, or people that can't sleep or just having a hard time in the deep, dark night. But what is it about Sleep With Me you're grateful for? Go ahead, think about it. And would you miss that thing if it's gone? Like all the episodes of the show, me as the host, the show coming out 3 nights a week, new content, a variety of content, hour-plus episodes. Would you miss some of those things if they were gone? Do you think that would impact that thing you're so grateful for? The rest, the comfort, the friendship, the companionship, the distraction, the reliability? If you are, please consider supporting the show right now in this moment. We need you to support the podcast, because if you do, if you're the one person, and this is not a joke, like only one person's going to support the show tonight, and it's more than likely it's going to be 0 people. So are you the one person that's going to sign up and support the show because you're thankful for it? Because you're grateful for what it has done for you? If you're grateful for the show and you don't want to have to miss it, it'll be around if you support it. If 0 people support it, it's going to be tough. If you're the one person who supports the show tonight, that means the show will probably be around. It is a paradox because it's going to be either 0 or 1, and you get to decide. Thanks. Friends beyond the binary, ladies and gentlemen, boys and girls, and my patron peeps, it's time for the podcast. My patron peeps, my regular listeners, my Apple Podcast supporters, my new listeners, welcome to the show. If you're new, we've got people that listen. We got people that are listening to this, people that are sleeping to this, and a lot of people that are getting ready for bed and winding down because it's time for Sleep With Me. Oh, and especially brain bots. Brain bots are parts of us that are in our brains, or they could be feelings, physical sensations that tend to keep us awake. You know, they're moving around. They're never in sleep mode. Brain bots, we don't have sleep mode. We turn on, but we're during the day, whenever it's quiet, we activate, but we're never asleep. Brain bots, or, you know, other things that brain bots are a metaphor for. What's a metaphor for? So welcome to Sleep With Me, the podcast that's not here to put you to sleep. I'm here to keep you company, because the deep, dark night can be really lonely for a lot of us. I'm here to take your mind off of stuff, whatever stuff is keeping you awake. It could be physical sensations, thoughts, feelings, whatever it is. I'm here to keep you company in the deep, dark night, to be your friend. And the show is very different. It does take a few tries to get used to, so see how it goes. I'm so glad you're here. We got some support coming up. That's how we get to put the show out for free twice a week. Then there's long, meandering intro meant to ease you into bedtime, and then there'll be a bedtime story. So I'm so glad you're here. Welcome to Sleep With Me, the podcast that puts you to sleep. And these sponsors are what enable us to come out for free twice a week, or you can pay for ad-free, non-ad supported thing. Thanks. Hey, everybody, it's Scoots. If you're a Sleep With Me Plus supporter and you're hearing this, you're listening to the ad-supported feed of the podcast. And that means you have not set your table for your holiday celebrations. You know, this is the holiday season, time for Thanksgiving and thinking about what we're grateful for. And I'm telling you, you'll be so grateful and so thankful you set up your Sleep With Me Plus content, because it's designed with you, the super listener, in mind. And you want to put all that content in one place, not a music app, not the podcast app you listen to your daytime podcasts in. Pick a podcast app and just put your Sleep With Me Plus content only in there. It's going to change your listening for the show. It's going to make it so much easier to pick your favorites, to make your playlists, to find what you're looking for. You'll be full of sleepy holiday gratitude. But make sure you have your Sleep With Me Plus content set up. If you're listening to this message, you don't have it set up. This is a totally different podcast hosted by a totally different company than the company that hosts the Sleep With Me Plus content. So go to sleepwithmepodcast.com/plus, log in, and set up your bonus content, or contact our support team so they can help you out. support@supercast.com. And you'll be so thankful you did. If you're curious about Sleep With Me Plus, check it out. You get a 7-day trial at sleepwithmepodcast.com/plus. Thanks, everybody. Hey, boys, this is Scoots. I almost forgot that I was supposed to introduce our podcast here, our episodically modular series, Journey into the World of Friends. What could be more sleepy than friends playing, building, playing, and now fully immersed in I think that's what's happening in a game, a role-playing game. They're playing roles, but their first role is friendship, and they'll kind of set everything up because they usually have a meeting. Let's go from here to our, oh boy, sorry to slow things down even further, but talk about like an adventure and friendship and friendly faces. It was my dial of destiny was all hands on the clock were pointed towards amazement because he's so humble. He didn't, he doesn't hype it up. I thought I was blown away when I saw him on the challenge. But, when I saw Mr. Antonio Banderas on an Indiana Jones, and honestly, I guffawed and I made some sort of joy whoop. I think some poet once called it that. I don't know who it was, but I think they had a better term for it. But some utterance, an involuntary utterance of joy came out of my mouth. I'm not kidding, Antonio. Good thing I was going to a matinee that was actually full. So great news. This is I couldn't be there the first 2 weeks. I'm sorry. But, I wanted to make sure you got that third week bump. And my theater was packed. I guess it wasn't technically, well, can't remember if the ticket was a matinee. It was 4:45 p.m., and it was me and a squad of retirees hiding out from the heat, man. But you brought the heat. And if you ever want to go swimming, holy cow, you were, anyway. So by the way, I'm saying that in the Indiana Jones Dial of the Destiny, I've got Phoebe Waller-Bridge and Antonio Banderas in addition to a huge, Harrison Ford and an amazing cast. So, holy mackerel. I'm not speechless because I can't be speechless on a sleep podcast, but here's Mr. Antonio Banderas. The friends beyond the binaries, ladies and gentlemen, the boys and girls, it's time. Tick-tock for your destiny to be dialed in to friendship. In the journey into the world of friends. Yippee. Thank you, my friend. That's very kind. And all the listeners, thank you so much. That's Mr. Antonio Banderas, and this is Journey into the World of Friends, everybody. Okay. What in the name of me being your grace? Everybody else is still slowly stirring. At least I'm cuddled here with Granada of Darmok. And we seem, okay, I'm just piecing things together. Your Grace, Lord Von Chill is piecing things together, everybody. And I'm going to stay in character as that's how I'm able to handle what's happening. We are in a giant round tube that we used a pulley system created by Granada of Darmok to climb up into, and then we tested it to make sure it was secure. And then we realized we would need a night of rest before we headed in, and also to kind of let things calm down. We did make our way towards this next room, Let me actually review things. This is your Grace. I see you're all, no one, I'll just review things. I'll try to give us a little recap. Full recap. Okay, while everybody's waking up. Thank you, Granada of Darmok, for that. That was not a careless whisper in my ear. But, okay, so we are adventurers, a party of adventurers. Some would say we're friends, though we had gone our separate ways after another adventure. And we were brought together once again by Wada, our wizard, bold and intelligent, keen and cunning Wada. And to take on it, we were also brought together by the Baron of the Boil. That's where it gets complicated. Originally, we were building a campaign to practice friendship and adventuring for other adventurers. And as part of that campaign, we were called together by the Baron of the Boil, the beloved leader of Florida, the state of Sun, who had finally taken over control of the water flow from the north to the south to make sure it was mostly freely distributed. The Baron had come out on top, but then after years of good years, whatever they call them, years of honey and rose or whatever, and bread and things, the water flow started to deteriorate, and no one knew why. But maybe now I'm realizing maybe the Baron of the Boil had an idea or an inkling, because it turned out Vendul, old, what do you call that? A foundling of, is that what Vendul is? Nobody knows the Vendul, part cool-blooded, part warm-blooded, possibly a wizard also, powerful wizard, very well, like went to the best mage college. I don't know, is there more than one mage college? University. Excuse me. But my family owns a few universities, Wada. No, I'm kidding. I mean, the few, that's underestimate. Anyway, so Vendul, it turns out, was behind this water flow, but we didn't really know more. So we ventured here to the park, the land of leisure, on a mission from the Baron of the Boil, because the Baron of the Boil's son had gone on an adventure ostensibly to stop Vendul and to restore the free flow of water. What we've learned since then is that the Baron of Boil's son fell into the hands of Vendul. We don't know the state of the Baron of the Boil, though we do know the state of two adventurers, at least from that party, who are, depending on how you view things, with the one or three or four of the Florences, maybe the Florence, the supreme being, who I know, I realize is Eleanor, is one of a supreme being. And we found a note. So we went into the journey, and we journeyed into the journey into the world of friends. We journeyed into the world of friends, because the old attraction based on friends that sing famous song rebooted twice. Attractions, I guess, spread around the globe, but this one in the world of leisure is where we were. We also had a mission, if we couldn't fulfill our mission, I may not be remembering everything correctly, but because there's also a well of magic, which we are familiar with, otherworldly, no, not magic, okay, otherworldly power underneath the park here. And that's why all the parts of this attraction have come to life. All the characters in the attraction are alive and sentient. And it's very complicated how that happens, but probably something like a soul well. And we met Mary Bear, who was helping. We helped repair some of the parts of the ride. And Mary Bear, begged us not to set we're also tasked with if the Baron of the Boil tried to strong arm Vidul, that did not work. So if we cannot defeat Vidul and get the Baron of the Boil's son, we were to set the things to flood this area so that the well of otherworldly magic could never be accessed. And that eventually would also restore the free flow of water. Because here on the other side of the park, powered by the sea and giant seawalls, I don't understand that part, but are these locks that control the freshwater flow that have been shut off or something. Now, we learned the reason they were shut off is because the Baron of the Boil is trying to dry out the water and dig out this power source. I'm really going on here. But this is what we need to know. Plus, everybody's still waking up or falling back asleep, and which is great. Nobody needs to wake up here at all. Nobody needs to. I'm just running through this, and because I guess I'll take lead this week. Nobody calls me your grace or my grace for nothing. Okay, so that was what our plan was. You defeat Vidul, save the Baron of the Boil's son, save the world. And if we had to set the area to flood, we would do that too. And we're willing to, up until recently, where our party kind of split on, hey, these are sentient, these are ride characters that are sentient. They can't leave the area. They're somehow physically connected to, they can only exist within their attraction. And so, if we were to flood the area, this attraction and other attractions, which we can presume have gained some sentience as well. So we were debating that when Granada of Darmok found a note on one of the Baron of the Boil's adventuring party saying, we put these runes into this thing, this magic device, and already started the process of, I guess they're runes that would I don't know, why do you kind of explain it to me? There's different runes for different properties, powerful properties, and if all the runes activate at once, then that would cause the undoing of all the locks and the entire area. And so they're pulling magic, I don't know, from the air or something. So they're charging, I guess. We talked about this late into the night while everybody else was sound asleep. Put me right to sleep eventually. Thanks, Wada. But those runes had been activated by the Baron of the Boil's son's party. And now we say, well, should we deactivate it? We don't know what to do. I guess in some sense now we don't have to choose. We still have to, complete our 2 missions, ideally, and then we could shut off the thing. If we don't shut it off, either way, it sounds like the world's in great shape now. All will be well, as Emma Otter once said. So what we're doing now while we're sleeping in, this is from climate control is what they called these back in the before time. This giant tube we're in is in the ceiling of Journey into the World of Friends, and we're going to navigate it into the next room. Hopefully my voice isn't carrying, but I think your bodies are in the way. So, and I'm not, I'm using my indoor voice, my quiet indoor voice anyway. But so we're going to go into this next room, which I guess, is the finale of the ride. Wada was explaining to me. And somewhere in that room is Mary Bear said probably still up in the ceiling is a pretend hot air balloon. In the basket of the hot air balloon is a key to the security room underneath this attraction. And I guess we're in a little bit, is this one of these boondoggles as part of the adventure? Is there a more efficient way to do this adventure than getting this key and going to the security room? Then we do have time. But Mary Bear made it clear that That would be like, we're going to need more resources if we want to defeat Vidul. Also, we learned that these sentient beings can produce beautiful music and dance, and that touched my heart and made me want to fix things, complete all our missions and not save the world at the expense of these sentient ride characters. Friends, sorry, thank you for correcting me. At our friends, even though they're called friends, and Zell feels very strong about them because as I know Zell sleeps with stuffies, and these are like little stuffed animals, a little bit bigger than a stuffed animal, size of a child, and they are aged, but they are still cute. And so we're going to go into this room. Ideally, perfect. We're in the ceiling. It'd be great if we could just sneak in with stealth, get the key, and go from there. And I think that's everything. Is there anything else I'm missing? Oh, what else? I think they caught us up. Oh, no. Yeah, there was Vidul's. Some of Vidul's minions came because they saw Mary Bear, and they knew Mary Bear had been in another place. And so Mary Bear is starting, what do they call that? Like a word of mouth to let other toys know. Oh, Mary Bear's behind us? Oh, hey, Mary Bear. Because you're going to go in the room. And, okay, Mary Bear is wearing a vest and a alpine hat, looking like an alpine. Are those lederhosen? Okay, they are. So Mary Bear's going to spread the word to the other friends. Sorry, sometimes I call you toys, but I know you're friends, Mary Bear. So that's our plan. So that'll help create a distraction for us. It's also a clock for our friends. Now Vidul's going to know the friends are up to something. But as far as we know, they don't know we're here. And I think that's everything. So does anybody have anything? Okay, go ahead, Eleanor. So what should our plan be? Let's say if we go, I'd say, Granada, why don't you go first, and we'll slowly follow behind at a distance. Maybe I'll go last. Just in Mary Bear, you could be in between us. Mary Bear, why don't we go Granada, Zell, Mary Bear, Eleanor, Wada, and I. How's that sound to everybody? Okay. Granada, why don't you? Okay, so you're proceeding. Okay, good. Okay, so far so good. Very stealthily. And first thing you notice is a lot of noise, echoey noise, banging, hammering, clanking, raised voices, like a hum of activity. And, okay, now I'm at a junction, and we've seen these junctions in other places where we had to climb over it, but I'm going to look down in this junction and see what I can see. Okay, can't get a full, the room is very dusty, and I can't get a full view of the room. I just looked down and came back. Don't worry, I'm not talking while my head's down there. But what I can see is that the canal that runs through the center of the room is drained. In the canal, the part I can see is full of different, some big rocks, some small rocks, some piles of sand. And there's friends working on the rocks, but there's also, Mary Bear, maybe you could help us with this. There's friends that are like friends stuck together, but they're moving around like they're one sentient being, one of which is very, very large. Mary Bear, could you help us? Yeah, this is Mary Bear. Those are changed friends, changed at the hands of a duel by some sort of magic process where it's called the Voltron. And that's what Vendul does is Voltron, or mighty, the Vendul says something like Voltron, mighty morphin, something else, and there's different size. One we call a giant friend, which is many, many friends into one body. And most of those friends were taken from other rooms that are a little bit more empty now. And then there's big friends, which are not as big as the giant friends. And those friends have, Vidul also has not total control over them, but an influence over them. They kind of just are like what we've been told when I've tried to secretly communicate with them is that there's just a dull buzz, and so they just do what Vidul says, which is, and then there's ones that are about the size of all of you, which we just like, we don't have a name for them. I mean, you're kind of like human-sized friends, but that's too long. So we just say those friends. And so the three different sized friends are actually, someone said they're moving in and out of this room. They take these giant rocks that outside of the attraction, Vidul's extracting from somewhere using other non-ride beings. But because we're so plentiful, they bring the rocks in, and then we change the sizes. And so the larger friends carry the rocks, and then they bring them to a northern part of the ride, where apparently, so Vidul's using it to reflow the water and dry out areas, and then also taking rocks as they dig out. And someone actually said, I believe it was someone who was become a friend who was one, and actually they're a SEAL. They said that this is not rock. It's I don't know, core something, quarrel. So that's what's happening is they're changing the size of rocks to fit what Vidul needs the rocks for, or making them into dust, which also Vidul needs, because Vidul's trying to change the flow of the water. Okay, that's interesting. Thank you, Mary Bear. Okay, so can you see, Granada, you can't see the balloon, huh? Okay, no. So we need to find the balloon. Granada, why don't you go down Mary Bear, you said the balloon, right now we came in the east side of the room, right? And I can't remember, is it in the south or where's the rock? I wrote it down somewhere where we were discussing our ideas. Okay, so it should just be north of us, right? Because we're already in the room. So why don't you take that junction to the right, Granada, and see where that goes, and then come back. But don't do anything, okay? Okay, Granada. You didn't. Okay, so Granada's back. Okay, Granada, what do you see? Okay, good news, not great news. So I went a bit further and not that far down, and that's kind of why the sounds are so clear. There's the roof and part of the attraction has fallen in, but I can see the balloon. But the balloon is like right above. So there's two bridges over the canals. I got a better view now that I know what I'm looking at from Mary Bear. So there's two. So on the west wall is a giant opening, and that's where some of the rocks are coming in. Now, not that far from the giant opening is a ramp down to the canal where they're working on the rocks, and a ramp up, and then there's a bridge, one bridge going north to connect out another giant opening where they must be bringing the rocks out. And on that bridge is some sort of being, maybe like something not friendly. So let me see. I did try, it's dark in there. Yeah, so on the bridge, the northern bridge, are two, like a little bit bigger than us, I don't know, orgs or ogres? I don't know. And then there's also giant and human size, and mid-size of these large friends. Then there's kind of a peninsula, right, where the northern bridge comes out of. And on the peninsula, there's also there's an up ramp and a down ramp on either side of the bridge. One going down on the left side of the bridge, the west side, and one coming up on the east side or the right side of the bridge. And they're kind of curved, because there's big rocks. And there's also like two orgs or ogres or whatever. And they're mostly encouraging the hard work of the friends. And then on the other side of the bridge near the big opening is another ogre type, not that far from the balloon. Like if they looked up, they could easily see the hot air balloon. Though a lot of times they do have their back to it. Now below us, I can't see what's below us. And I could just barely see that there's another bridge to the west and below us. So there's probably and there's activity there too. Okay, Lord Von Chill here. So this is not, So, oh no. What do you mean okay. Well, so at this junction, not sure what we should do then, because we have to it looks like we need to learn more. Granada, like, what if you went so this kind of thing falls apart, our tube falls apart up there, you're saying, where the roof fell in. Could you see if there's any way for us to sneak in on the east side, so on the right side, and back, so that could you and, I don't know, Eleanor or Zell try to get it in there and see if you could see what's under us, and see if you could stealthily get in that room. Yeah, we could do that. Okay, so let's, I just got to say, though, before we try, I do have a concern that I haven't spoken about. This is Granada of Darmok, and, Temba when the walls fell, but, or Temba, the thing is that, this is very strange, right? We used to be making this game. Now, as far as I've been able to tell, because a few days have passed, at least in the game, we're actually here. This room seems to have quite the level of peril, so I'm just wondering what'll happen to us, because we haven't really been involved in any trouble, right? A minor amount of it, and I do feel from sleeping in this tube, I have a couple aches, and I guess I'm baffled. I don't know if that's the right word. Does anybody else feel that way? This is Wada. I understand how you're feeling. I feel frustrated. Yeah. And I share your concern. Does anybody else? Yeah. This is Eleanor. I also, I've been in touch with the Florences, so I have a little bit of comfort with this. But yeah, this is Zell. Could I just add, I'm feeling the same thing, but I kind of feel like we've passed a point, like like Renata, Wada, Eleanor. I totally understand. Mary Bear's actually staring at us while we're talking about this. And so I think we've passed a point of, so I don't know what to do. I'm at a loss too, but all I know is we have to probably go forward. Because then now, as we know, doing nothing's not an option. So, Lord Von Schell, I guess everybody's saying how they feel. Okay, Mary Bear, how are you feeling? This is Mary Bear. The situation we're in, so I'm having trouble relating to your feelings, but I can respect them. Lord Von Chill here. I feel, more than frustration. I feel like pumpkin crashing is how I feel. If I could put, action to my feelings. What's pumpkin crashing? Pumpkin crashing is when you take a pumpkin. When they celebrated the All Hallows Eve, right? Oh yeah, Mary Bear knows about it. So All Hallows Eve is this thing like have you all celebrated? You're familiar, okay? If you've seen the films or if you celebrate it, and one of the things we would do is go up to the ramparts, and because they had the lanterns of jackals, right? And we would throw at the end of All Hallows Eve, at the strike of the end of the night and the beginning of the day, we would throw the pumpkins off the ramparts, the lanterns of jackals, and we would say pumpkin smash, pumpkin crash, and it was relieving, but it was part of our family's belief system. It was anyway. I don't want to get into that because there's even stronger feelings there, but it was a way to express my feelings. Mary Bear, go ahead. Yeah, it just made me think of something. There's a storage room that, I think it was one of those junctions back there. It's like actually in the wall between the two rooms where they would store because this would have an overlay of, for Halloween. They would dress us up for Halloween and for, what do they call that? Christmas holiday. For Christmas and Hanukkah and Kwanzaa, they would dress us up and we would celebrate, and New Year's, and all that stuff was stored in a storage room in between the two buildings. It's still there because sometimes I go there when I'm looking for extra parts. So, I don't know, maybe the storage door. I didn't even think about it because you could get in, but then you'd have to go down between the two walls, but you could make more noise probably because the walls would dampen it. And there should be a door into this room, from the storage room. The door for our room is blocked. So that was back when I was better at climbing, but I can't climb anymore. Okay. Lord Von Chill here. I'm thinking of an idea. I'm thinking we should, okay, here's what we're going to do. Granada, can you go see if you can get into the room and just do some more scouting for us? And then I'm formulating a plan or options, if everybody's okay with that. Okay, you're already back, Granada. Okay, yeah, so Granada of Darmok here. So I did stealthily get in, I was able to get from this conduit to part of the roof and do that fairly quietly. And I don't think all of us as a party would be able to do that, but I could see the rest of the room. Underneath us is a bridge. There's a rest area against the eastern wall with a lot of friends. That's where they rest, and it looks like they're repairing one another, maybe, Mary Bear? Mary Bear's nodding enthusiastically. So that's where they go when they're not working with this coral or whatever. There's also other orgs or ogres or whatever, keeping an eye on stuff, not on the resting ones, but more on the work activity. I could also see the balloon. And so I think that me and someone else that's very nimble or has powers in case, do you know any levitation spells, Wada? Okay, tell us more of what you're thinking. Well, Lord Von Chill, what was your plan? Okay, that was my plan here's the thing. We got a couple options. I was running some numbers in my head, and you're saying there's between 6 and 8 ogres or orcs. You're not sure. Either way, and there's probably one that's like like you said, there's a couple that are bigger, right? Now, so the best case scenario, if we were to charge in, if the larger friends were passive, we would still we're at like a 50-50. I mean, I say 60-40 for us, chance of victory if there's no one else comes for backup and none of the friends do anything. Maybe 70. I mean, I'm pretty confident, but I'm still saying best case scenario, 70-30. But we'd still, even at 70-30, we'd need some rest. And with those giant openings and stuff, I just don't see that happening. Now, of course, I'm concerned for Granada of Darmok. I have strong feelings for Granada of Darmok and of Wada. But if you could get there, we could go down. This is what I'm thinking, All Hallows Eve. Now, this isn't normally a plan I would come up with, but Scooby, that wrote the other adventure, always had, it was part of it, like Space Whales and Trick-or-Treating. I think that was one of their autobiographies. We go down, we dress up like friends, like we're amalgamated friends or whatever it is, large human-sized friends, and we act the part. Now, Mary Bear goes and helps some of the friends and maybe spreads the word. So we'll split up. I'll go by myself to the lower bridge. Zell and Eleanor, you sneak if you can get, this would be just best case scenario, right? If you could get into the canal, then get towards the main bridge, right? But from the canal, it's going to take some risk, but that way everyone would be looking down to the south, right? Okay, no, I'll do the first distraction. I'll just trick or treat on the bridge. I'll get in the room if we can get into the room. I mean, there's a lot of assumptions here, but this is also a flexible plan. I'll create a southernmost distraction on that bridge. During the first distraction, Wada and Granada, you get as close as you can and see what way you're going to get to the balloon, right? I know I could tell Granada you want to use levitation or your whatever that thing is with the hook, grappling hook. You love that grappling hook. And so after I've created my distraction and the orgs start to react to it, but I'm not going to try to do anything, then Mary Bear, if you could create a distraction. If not, so then we're creating 3 different sets of distractions if we can while you're getting the keys. Now, the next thing would be us getting out of the room and meeting back up. And I don't know what we would do or I don't even know where we should go next, actually. Or, I mean, we start and we work our way. We deal with everybody in the room. Hope the toys. Mary Bear, do you think you could get the bigger toys to work with us? Not sure. Okay. Hopefully okay, so again, 70-30, Mary Bear says they'd be passive. So that's not worth the risk. Because I was going to say we could just power through, then go through the large northern hole into the next room. But Mary Bear, you said there's some sort of underground thing. What about getting to the roof? Is that possible? Like Granada, do you think that's possible? So it could be possible. Okay, so what do we do that? Okay, so how would you two would get to the roof? Okay, so I guess then we have a couple other options. We could go back through. Okay, yeah, I guess we would either try to get to the roof, try to get out back through the storage room, and or Mary Bear. Okay, go ahead, Mary Bear. There's also you could go through somewhere maybe covered by rocks, but it is the drain for where they would drain the water out of. Now that's the same drain you saw in one of the handy halls where there are beings down there. But the worst case scenario, you could try to go through the drain. And that, like, I can write out a map for you to get to the where you need to go to get to access the security room. But also, yeah, some of the light is provided by these clear plastic domes. So I think Granada and Wada could get to that room as well, or you could all get there. Okay, so let's try it then. What does everybody think? Okay, so let's do some basic maths. Okay, so, oh boy, I shouldn't have looked at the math before we acted. Okay, but we have to go. Okay, so we're going to go down. Granada, can I give you a yes? See you soon. Wada, best to you. Okay, so they're going out and trying to climb and get ready. Okay, now we're going down. Now we're dressing up. Okay, this is pretty cool. There's like a lot of stuff we can dress up as. Okay, getting this door open is unexpectedly difficult. And it's going to take Zell and I a bit of repeated effort. That is a lot of noise. I'm hearing some other noise, though. So Wada must have known. Wada's creating some sort of wind noise. Okay, we got the door open. Okay, let's slowly, nobody noticed, except for the friends. Oh, Mary Bear, go ahead. Mary Bear's hugging some of the friends that are lying here. Oh, yeah, and we're kind of shaded by the caved-in roof from view. That's why the friends are laying around. Mary Bear's talking to the friends and nodding to us and nodding and thumbs-upping. Half-halfing me? Okay, yeah. Oh, by my costume. I forgot I was trick-or-treating. Okay, so, Zell and Eleanor. Okay, yeah, let's hug. Okay. Yeah, no, this is friends. We'll do this together. It'll be okay. As Sam Otter said. So I'm going to go down and go across, like the bridge comes across to here. So I'm going to go down, walk down to that bridge. Like, I'm watching how they're moving. Very, simply, I'm going to walk and then go up to that guard on the bridge and say, hey, I'm trick-or-treating. But I'll try to use like a friend's voice. Maybe I'll even sing the friend's song. Welcome to the world of friends. Come on in or whatever it is. And then you two head to when I get down there, this is perfect. You'll be able to fall right into the canal up against this part of the roof that fell in. Okay, looks like Wada and Granada are ready to go. And so I'm going to go. I'm going to trick-or-treating, just going to walk here like Frankie, right? Maybe put my arms out like I'm Frankie. Oh, yeah, I'm a friend. I'm trick-or-treating. What trick-or-treating? What am I doing? I'm get back to work. Trick-or-treating. Trick-or-treating. Is there something wrong with this friend? Okay, call trick-or-treating. Yeah, call over the other worker or the other guards. Trick-or-treating. Okay, Zell and Eleanor in there. Okay, and they're at the bottom one. Oh, boy, that's not good. Wada just fell down. Now everybody's looking over. Wada looks okay. Granada threw the grappling hook and got hooked on the basket, but there goes Eleanor and Zell. And they seem to be trick-or-treating now. At least, now I'm better roll the dice because these two guards are attempting to deal with me. Luckily, these two are just entry level, so this is not going to be too much of a, ouch, but, okay, Eleanor, I can do both things. It seems to be that, they're focused on, now the toys are, they're throwing those rocks, Mary Bear, like everybody's pretending to trick or treat. That's a trick. So this is working. I'm just not going to move down here because now I have three, two dispatched and one more headed towards me. And Eleanor and Zell are okay. And looks like Wada is just like, Wada is a one-on-one. Oh, no, Granada's now in the basket of the balloon and has the key. Okay, and now Granada's helping Wada. Okay, they only have one to deal with. Okay, so we didn't have a symbol, so I'll just make a pumpkin smash. I'll just keep yelling that very loudly. Pumpkin smash. Oh, now everybody's yelling it. I'm backing up towards this room here. Okay, I'm the only one. Hi, Mary Bear. Thanks for starting that. Okay, so I'm going to have to go back in here. And, there's Granada's going to the roof. Okay, Wada. Yeah, Wada jumped in and is coming around. Wada, let me pull you out of the canal here. But we are cut off from Zell and Eleanor. Okay, so what if we could use range? Thunderwave. That's a great idea. And I'll nod with my head and say pumpkin smash. They could go through the bottom there. Oh, okay. Whoa, boy, this is good. The large. Now, at some point, Vidul's going to know what's happening, but actually, splitting in three different ways is great. Okay, they're headed towards the drain. Okay, so I'll keep using my bow and arrow, my trusty bow and arrow. Okay, Granada's through the roof and gone, and hopefully totally safe. We didn't really come up with a meeting place. That was a hole in my plan. I mean, the next room, which we all have maps. Oh, Mary Berry gave us maps at least. Okay, so, now, it is a bit chaotic here. So they didn't realize our costumes worked. So they didn't realize, okay, so this is good. Now they don't know who's who. So let's get out of here. Mary Bear, you're going to be okay? Just do our part. Okay. Yeah, I don't think we we can't get to the drain. There's too many ogres. So they're gone. Okay, let's go, Wada. And we've made our getaway, and we'll climb. Okay, Wada, let's close that door up. And good thing we left these ropes here. Maybe we could try to get to the roof and meet up with Granada, and hopefully, like Wada and I'm sorry, Wada. Yeah, okay. Well, yeah, I can help you climb. No worries. No, I did. Yeah, I did take a couple. So yeah, do you have, you do have a potion. Thank you. Okay. So we're climbing up. So you think we could get to the roof? Cause Granada said, not sure. Oh, Granada's right. I can see Granada. Okay. They don't see us cause it's so chaotic down there. Okay. Thank you. Oh, there's the grappling hook. Okay. So we'll climb across. Okay. Wada. Oh, you're going to levitate because you fell last time. Oh, you did levitate. Wow. Okay, okay, I'm going to go. Oh, I'm swinging. Okay, I'm holding. Now I'm repelling. Oh, no, it's going up. Okay, I'm climbing. Hello, Granada. So good to see you, Wada. Let's have a group hug. So we're on the roof. We could make our way towards, we're supposed to head. This roof is pretty empty. This is the only big hole in it. And we want to head towards the upper north east corner skylights. Yeah, hopefully they'll find us. I wonder what Zell and Eleanor are doing right now. Okay, Zell, we're in here. Now, the good news is I don't think anyone noticed us getting in here because of the large rocks and the fact that the giant friends were throwing rocks. And I think they were found because we didn't really engage that much. They were more focused on Wada and Lord Von Chill. But do you think we should put some distance? We could follow this path from Mary Bear for a ways. Okay, so we're going to head this way. And then I believe we're going to go right here. No, left here. No, I believe left. Thank you, Zell. Thanks, yeah. Okay, at the next junction, we're going to turn right. Okay, now there's a door, and I hear activity on the other side of the door. No, not talking. What if you go back, because we came through the other door that was open. Can you go back and seal that door and then put some noises on there? I think we should rest and evaluate things, because we still have a little ways to go. But I don't think we should go through this door if they're not going to pursue us right now. You know what I mean? Okay, so let's rest. You got that door secure? And okay, we'll hear anybody coming. Okay, and we have a distant from us. Okay, so let's rest here then. I'm sure they're all fine, and I'm sure this is going to work out great. So let's rest together. And good night, Zell. Oh, good night, Eleanor. Okay, yeah. No, we can let's hold one another. Yeah, I think so. This is a condition for holding, because all will be well. All right, I want to thank everybody that became a patron recently. And again, if for some reason you're listening to support the show on Patreon, make sure to set up your bonus content, sleepwithmepodcast.com/patron feed from your phone or your tablet's browser. Log into your Patreon account using your password and username, and you'll get a screen that says Acast for Patreon. You'll click Allow, and then you'll pick your podcast app from the list. If you don't have a podcast app on the list you use, or you're not familiar with, you're not really familiar with podcasting apps, download Pocket Casts first from either the Google Play Store or the Apple App Store, depending on whatever tablet or phone you use, and then go through those steps. And I know Pocket Cast also does work on computers. I mean, just have it to very, 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 very tiny, percentage of people that don't listen on phones. And then out of those, most of those people listen on a tablet. But you could still listen to the bonus content on a computer if that's how you listen. Anyway, I want to thank Leo, Jenny, and Audie. Thank you. Thanks, and good night. Carol, Lee, Heather, and Stephanie, thank you, thanks, and good night. Annalise, Carrie, and Jonathan, thank you, thanks, and good night. Carol, Mark, and Lisa, thank you, thanks, and good night. Heather, Stephanie, and Savannah, thank you, thanks, and good night. EJ, Tammy, and Kira, thank you, thanks, and good night. Lucas, Natasha, and V, thank you, thanks, and good night. And India, Grace, and Cynthia, thank you, thanks, and good night. Thanks to everybody who supports the show on Patreon or supports it directly on Apple Podcasts. And thanks to everybody that supports our sponsors. And thanks to everybody who spreads the word in a free way. And again, I get it, this is a hugely powerful way to support the show if you're not in a position to support the show or to support the sponsors. Just spreading the word about the podcast, letting somebody know about it on social media, on a forum you're on, in person, whatever it is, by email, and say, hey, this is what I like about Sleep With Me. This is how I found it, and these are some of my favorite episodes. I mean, if you do it on social media, you do those 3 different posts or whatever over time. You say, hey, I listen to a show called Sleep With Me. Here's what it is. Then another time when you feel like you have time or it's appropriate, say, hey, here's some of my favorite episodes of Sleep With Me. And then, hey, this is what I like about Sleep With Me or what it does for me or whatever. So if you do that, it's a huge way to help the show. I appreciate it. And here's Scoots, either Scoots Tuck You In sponsor or Scoots asking for support. And that's how we got finally up to 600. By the time you hear this, we should have 600 free shows in the archives, ad-supported shows. So it's great for everybody that relies on the ad-supported podcast. Thank you so much.
This show is supported by Odoo. When you buy business software from lots of vendors, the costs add up and it gets complicated and confusing. Odoo solves this. It's a single company that sells a suite of enterprise apps that handles everything from accounting to inventory to sales. Odoo is all connected on a single platform in a simple and affordable way. You can save money without missing out on the features you need. Check out Odoo at odoo.com. That's odoo.com.